Okay, let's be real for a second. For the longest time, the men's 100-meter dash had a huge problem. The problem was, it was solved. The game was finished. The final boss was defeated on his own terms when he decided to just leave. Because for nearly a decade, this one guy, Usain Bolt, treated the most explosive event in all of sports like his own personal playground. He wasn't just a sprinter, he was the main character, the final boss, and the post-credits scene all rolled into one. The question wasn't who's gonna win, the question was by how much is Bolt gonna win and what meme is he gonna create at the finish line? And then he was gone, and the entire sport of sprinting just stood there, awkwardly. The throne was empty, the crown was gathering dust, and for a few years, the men's 100 meters went into its filler arc. The crown was passed around like a hot potato, but nobody could truly make it theirs. Until Budapest 2023. One man who stepped up and didn't just win the 100 meters, he took the 200 and the relay too. He grabbed the crown with both hands, and it looked like, finally, the kingdom had a new king. The narrative was set. But then came the 2024 Olympics, and just when we thought we had our new main character, the entire script got flipped upside down. Because a Jamaican rocket, who had already set the world on fire with a 9.77 earlier in the season, showed up and challenged the king directly. The Olympic 100-meter final wasn't a coronation, it was a war. A down-to-the-wire, photo-finish, edge-of-your-seat thriller that was decided by less than a blink. USA won the gold, but only just. USA got the crown, but Jamaica proved they could be dethroned. The race was so close, so dramatic, that it didn't end the debate, it started a new one, and set the stage for an all-out rivalry. Which brings us to Tokyo, the 2025 World Championships. This isn't just a race to crown a champion anymore. This is the rematch. This is round 2. This is the deciding chapter. But this isn't a two-man race. Waiting in the shadows is Jamaica's other contender, the quiet storm, Oblique Seville. He's still the definition of painfully close, finishing just off the podium time and time again. But now, he had to watch his own countryman Thompson get the Olympic glory he has been desperately chasing. The frustration is building. He is a man who is one perfect race away from spoiling the party for everyone. And let's not forget Team USA's other weapon, Bednarek, Mr. Consistency. While everyone is focused on the Lyles versus Thompson drama, Kenny is quietly collecting medals. He has Olympic silver, he has World Championship silver, he's the ultimate dark horse, the one guy who could benefit the most if the two titans at the top are too busy fighting each other. So you have the reigning king who looks vulnerable, the usurper who knows he can win, the relentless veteran tired of being overlooked, and the consistent medalist waiting to strike. The pieces are on the board, but after the Olympics, the entire game has changed. And just to pour gasoline on the fire, the fastest man in the world this year isn't the champion, Lyles, it's Kishane Thompson, with a world-leading time 9.75 seconds. So as we head into Tokyo, the challenger isn't just coming for the crown anymore. On paper, he's the favorite to take it. Let's break down the matchups, because this is where it gets juicy. First, let's talk about the start. Specifically, Noah Lyles' start. It's his kryptonite, his one mythical weakness. For years, the narrative has been the same. Lyles is a notoriously slow starter. He doesn't explode from the blocks, he just gets going. He can afford that in a 200-meter race, where he has a long straightaway to make up for it. But in the 100, giving up ground is a death sentence. On the other hand, you have Oblique Seville, a guy who comes out of the blocks like a cannonball. His race is built on that initial explosion of power. He needs to get out ahead and hold on. The question is simple.
Can Noah Lyles afford to be 2 meters behind a specialist starter like Seville in the first 30 meters? The entire race could be decided right there, before it even really begins. But then there's the other side of the coin, top speed. The part of the race where legends are made. This is where Kishane Thompson enters the chat. Thompson's peak velocity isn't just fast, it's historic. When he hits top gear, it looks like an FA-18 Hornet being launched from an aircraft carrier. It's just a violent, absurd burst of power that no one else in the field can seem to match. But Lyles has that legendary 6th gear. His top-end speed endurance is a cheat code. He doesn't slow down. When other sprinters are fighting to hold their form, he seems to accelerate. He reels people in over the last 40 meters like they're standing still. It's his trademark. He is the hunter. So what wins? The uncontrollable explosion of Thompson or the relentless, inevitable chase of Lyles? Is it about the highest peak or the strongest finish?
And that brings us to the most important battlefield of all, the mind, the psychological war. The World Championship final isn't just run on the track, it's won in the call room, that little room where the 8 fastest men on the planet sit in dead silence right before the race with the weight of the world on their shoulders. And Noah Lyles lives there. He thrives in that chaos. He feeds on the pressure, the cameras, the trash talk. He wants you to be the villain. He wants you to doubt him. That's his fuel. But how does a newcomer like Kishane Thompson handle that spotlight? He's proven he can run a legendary time, but can he do it with the entire world watching, knowing he's the favorite? And how does Oblique Seville, with the weight of 2 4th-place finishes on his mind, stay calm and execute the perfect race? It's a classic 3-way dilemma, a battle of strengths and weaknesses. It's like a fighting game where every character has a unique special move. The guy with the explosive start, the one with the insane top speed, and the champion who gets stronger as the race goes on.
So here we are, the final verdict. On one side, you have the United States. Experience, championship pedigree, and a proven winner who thrives under the brightest lights. On the other, Jamaica. A wave of generational speed, a hungry veteran on the verge of a breakthrough, and the weight of a nation that expects nothing less than gold. The odds tell one story, the track tells another. One race, one crown, 2 nations watching, and literally everyone. So who wins? Who takes the throne in Tokyo?